We have a 2012 Mini Cooper hardtop two-door S. It's got the N18 engine. We're going to be replacing the thermostat housing, which you can't really see right now. It's down there. So basically, first thing, the only thing I've already done so far is there are two T30 Torx bolts holding this intake hose on. You didn't actually have to remove this box. I just wanted to look at the filter anyway. But so you remove that, and now we're going to start just taking every little thing apart to get to it because it's down there. Also, you're going to want to jack your vehicle up because before we really start removing any of these coolant hoses, we're going to have to drain all that fluid out from the bottom. Remove this negative battery terminal since we're going to be undoing a lot of plugs. And so that's a 10mm right here. And then also, I went ahead and removed, there are these two clips here and here. One was here, and then this whole thing slides off, and one was here, and then this slides off. So I had to remove this plug. This is one of those you just push down on. And now these two wires are zip tied here. I'm just going to cut it because they're kind of in the way. I cut these two zip ties. Now we can get rid of this. Alright, so next we're going to remove this thing. This brake booster hose. It's just clipped here, and then here you push in and remove. We're just going to try and get it out of the way so we can work. Still trying to remove this. It's being difficult for some reason. Really special to remove that. It's just a lot of wiggling and prying it up and underneath. So now we can see some of the coolant lines, but we still got this mess of wires underneath. So I'm just going to start clipping zip ties, pulling plugs, and I'll let you know as I do. Whole mess of zip ties. I've got this whole thing loose. And now I've got to undo the plugs from the ECU, the engine control unit. So there's a 10mm bolt right here that we got to take off first. So the cover just pulls right off of these, and to remove these, what you do is you push down on this. Hold on. You push down on this black piece right in front of the white piece. And then, oh no, struggling. And then the white piece slides forward. Just like that, and then it's released. Maybe. There we go. Alright, so this was that plastic bracket holding all those wires. I broke mine. Could not figure out how to get it out. It looks like you're supposed to pinch down there at the bottom, and it'll release this, and you can slide it out, but whatever. I'm not too worried about it. So now we're looking at the thermostat housing right here. So you see we've got 1, 2, and third back there, a plug right there, and then another 1, 2, is that maybe a third hose coming out of it? I don't know. This is around where my leak is though. You can see that fluid is leaked down right there. I'm not exactly sure what's doing it, but before I start removing these hoses, it's time to drain the fluid that we have. Here right underneath the Mini, I just got this thing off. So you need a pair of pliers to remove one of these hose clamps, and then you pull this apart. It's quite a pain, and then a ton of fluid comes out. So make sure you're ready to catch it. If you want to reuse this fluid later, make sure you're using a clean bucket to catch it all in. But you're probably going to spill some no matter what, so you're probably going to need to buy at least some more fluid anyway. I'm not going to reuse mine. I'm going to flush the whole system in this video. But yeah, so we're letting this drain out just so doesn't all come pouring out later, but we're still going to get more later on. I'm just going to wipe up the floor a little bit, and then we'll start removing the other hoses up top. Alright, so this is going to be impossible to show you, but so I removed all the hoses. There are 5 of them, and then there are 3 bolts. So there's one up top there, one just to the right, and one just to the left. They're all 10mm. They're actually not bad. Like, you can get this length extension right onto them and take them off. And so now I should just have to pry this thing off, and we'll see how that goes. Was one additional thing. You see this big clip here? There's another pipe goes, so it's kind of like back there, like underneath the air box. And if you can get just a long skinny thing, you can just pull up, and then it'll pop off. And that's it. I got the old one right here. So we're going to go to the store, get a new one, put everything back, and then we'll flush it. Spending literally an hour breaking my back trying to get this to fit in. It turns out the dealer gave me the wrong part. That there are more than one for the model year. You need to give them your VIN. So, word of warning for any of you doing the same thing. Don't waste your time. Alright, once you have everything reconnected, we're going to flush the system. So I got distilled water from Walmart. This Mini has a capacity of 8 quarts, so 2 gallons of distilled water. And I'm going to fill it up from here, fill it up with all 2 gallons. I'm going to turn the car on and turn the heater on, so that way make sure that the air is channeling through the heater core, and let it run until it gets totally hot. And then I'm going to drain all that out and then fill it up with a mixture of 50-50 coolant and water, and then we'll be done. Lastly, you can take your old coolant, if you are flushing it like mine, and bring it into hazardous waste for your town. I'm putting it back in these distilled water bottles and recycling it, because it's very dangerous if it gets eaten by any animals, really. And yeah, job well done.